Welcome in. Definitely put imprint of your us together. We're definitely man is hand, and when we come together and just come together, imprint our hands on each other into the oneness unity that we are oneness unity consciousness in agreement in the space. So welcome in, welcome in. Let it begin. Some great videos recently that came out with how'd you like Marduk with having Sevan Balmar go in on Marduk. Elon? Not surprised. I even have another, I had mentioned before that there was a video by Alexander the Great and Donald Trump's son showing the statue face of Alexander the Great, how much it looked like Donald Trump's son, and I'm forgetting his first name. Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, you go, dang, they look alike. Should do a video on it, right? But we got another word of the day. We're gonna start with this. Definitely got written down a lot of content that we're gonna be doing. And I'm trying to get ahead for the holidays. So I'm gonna do some recording today because I definitely have scheduled on my agenda some good things to look into and some good information as we start learning to support ourselves, because there's things going on and changing by many in the conscious that are feeling it and recognizing something's going on happening here. And when I think about it, for me in experience, I'm seeing it everything about me in the conscious view of experience, not the view of experience. Actual experiences is the expansion, intense expansion, and connectivity and awareness. I call it amplified on a lot of areas in my electrical field around me, in my observations, seeing it, to my clairvoyance, clairsentience, to telepathic communications, to all these and all those that you may have, that people I'm talking to. It's like very, very amplified right now. Heart chakra, coherence with the mind. Definitely got a video about this, how the Hermetic Order talks about the first law is all is mind, but that was even how this is brought out, and I'm seeing it. It was kind of like, this is how you hide it and veil it by mind, but it was really about the heart and the coherence of the mind to the connection of the broadest portal, your broadest broadband of connectivity, your heart. But unless you go through the process of it, you don't get initiated to it, because a lot of this is not, I can tell a lot of people who have not experienced it all day and talk this talk, but until you experience it, can't be explained to you. This is the next level. It's not in a space where I can tell you how it feels to get a massage, and some do it hard and it hurts, some do it soft and it's too soft, and some do it just right. Whatever your preference is more not on that level. This is having experiences when you notice that your clairvoyance, clairsentience, clair empathy, and your telepathic and your knower and your intuition go amplified. Like I had a talk with one of our great listeners here that support here about it. We were texting today about the amplification of what's happening here, and reminds me of that song by the Youngbloods. Should break that down. What's happening here? Yeah, and we should, do that, but there's, and also through this, there's something that we're seeing, nuances, subtle nuances, right? And where do they come from? Why are we that are having these nuances, these catching a whole meaning of depth just in a slight nuance, a slight subtle said or experienced or seen just subtly, that many may miss it because it's hidden. Yeah, I think there's a word imperceptibly or something. I got to look that up again. Some of these words tongue tie me recently, and it's a word I seen, and I was like, I heard that, but what does it mean? And I had to look into it, and I will end up doing it and pronounce it. I hope when I go on I can pronounce it because it's there to pronounce. Because as you know, some words I can get a little tongue tied with. But we're going to get into a word of the day today. Is really what we're going to do, and we're going to share it, and we're going to go in. So we're going to go in. This is one of the words. This is the reason why we're feeling this, because there's a change in direction of what we're doing here to the place of being able to, let me get my glasses on or I won't see it clearly like I want to. And then I have my part up here where it's blocking me from seeing it. You all see it well. And the word is intrinsic. We're going to talk about a word, intrinsic, and what this means and how this applies to where we are now, because we're not seeking things in places they're not at. Again, not seeking things in places where it doesn't originate. Finding the place and space of the origination of that space, not clouded by misinformation or belief systems before, right? But knowing now that you're in the space connected to intrinsic, that because you've really aligned there, it's helped open your heart area has been open and is now integrating with different aspects of yourself, mainly the mind, the hermetic order. It's really, and I'm going to share a video about this that goes with along this, not today, but soon of this. But this word is intrinsic, and let's kind of read and get into this. I don't like where I'm at. I actually want to get this out of here. It's advertisement. Intrinsic, interior, inward, eternal. Interior, inward, and eternal. Those words within the word are like in Christianity or in when we deal with the temple, and it talks about in the New Testament, the Roman New Testament. I just have to say that now because it is. And it could be copied from Gnostic and then subverted to different things, because when you hijack things, you can be very good at it, right? Like I always want to say, the Christianity that originates is Gnosticism. So some of what we read in the Bible we have is very Roman. So let's deal with this. But there are parts in it that tells you, and I will share the scripture, but we're going to go into this word. So I see, when you look at interior, you're starting to look like it's starting to enter in, but it's still kind of an outer court. You're still playing outside yourself. And what I said just a minute ago about you're actually adopted well and you operate from the intrinsic self as it comes more clear. You're not outside yourself looking for something that starts within. The reflection of outside is from the beginning light within. And every time light shines, it always will leave what? A shadow. Every time a shadow. The light will leave a shadow. Shadow's part of the light. It's the reflection. Inward, we're going into the inward aspect of ourselves. We're going into our inwards. We are understanding that this aspect of the Christ, if you want to use this, the Buddha, the enlightened one, is an inward game of origination of your true authenticity is within first, not looking for it without. That's why you would see a scripture that says, why do you go stare here, looking low and looking here, looking outside yourself for the Christ? Don't you know the kingdom, or the aspect of the kingdom of what you're looking for is within you, and you're looking in the wrong spaces. You're looking in the wrong places. This can be said over and over to individuals, and they still will play the outside game until this becomes a reality so deep in coherence, in understanding, in revelation, in appliance, that now you activate the intrinsic aspects of yourself. The intrinsic magic now begins within you. This word intrinsic is very powerful. It's very connected to alchemy. And many of you guys know, I'm going to say this, I know from my aspect of coming out of Christianity into what we call the kingdom message when I woke up out of Christianity, which was a very esoteric Christian movement that was worldwide. And I was a part of it. I went to many different states, ministered there back in the day. It was like a Christian esoterica, even though they didn't know it was. These secret societies of esoterica and all this would take you through the process to get you into the process of understanding being intrinsic. Was a goal that you would have as you raised your consciousness from one state of awakening or one state of ascension to the other. Things would become more intrinsic. You would understand how the importance of being within. So, and then it talks about in the book of Revelation, some are in the outer court, some are in the temple, and some are in the holy place. And the holy place would be the internal, totally not the interior, not the internal, right? But not the inward, but now you went into eternal place, the very holy or holies within you, the eternal place. And again, the word holy was put around as a behavior. The word holy I see now is really just short for holographic. So we live in a holographic universe of light, like what you see behind me would represent that, the different colors, right? So the word intrinsic, let's go a little farther down. So you have these three aspects: the interior, the inward, the eternal, right? From Latin, it goes inwardly, on the inside, within, alongside, following, from the root to follow. And so when I see the root to follow, it has nothing to do with following something outside of you. It's about following you within your eternal state, your holy place, your holographic place. And these places are within you to start matching frequencies. As you're aligning yourself, you're going to experience being intrinsic with your mind and your heart, a hermetic order. Your mind and your heart coherence are those two coming together and merging, or as I like to say in the language of alchemy, it's integrating into one. No longer the two separate see themselves as two. If they see the two emerging as one, this would be an alchemical, the marriage. This is the marriage of the mind now and heart in a coherent with each other, not separate, not one above the other, not one trying to control the other, saying I'm better. It's not that division aspect. It's all unity, oneness, because we're going to another state right now of consciousness that some of us are experiencing through your vibrations and your vibing. How many feel those vibrations that are coming, and you're very more sensitive to your intuition and your frequencies and your like I said, your clairs are being more stirred up, and it's like bzzz, it went from bzzz to bzzz, and you even see it hit more and more and more. That frequency is being inlined, and you can even start reading your field by your sentience, your clairsentience, the feel. You can feel it and you know it, exactly what you're looking for, and see it and you knowing it. Let's go down a little farther. The form in English conform to words meaning belonging to the nature of the thing. I'm telling you, the very first program, and the program that's here that we should not take in, because we're wrapped in programs, and I'm going to say this, we've been so programmed, and so wrapped around with inauthenticity, right, of beliefs and programs. Have we really totally Experience authenticity at its highest form. That's what we're good. That's where we're moving to, in its highest, in just being authentic into the authentic form of who you are. Taking all, unwinding all the programs and belief systems, unwinding all the separation programming, acing it out as you unwind it. You're unwinding almost like you have an octopus with tentacles wrapping around you, and you're having to unwind each one like a spiral. Unwind the opposite way, deprogramming yourself, reverse engineering, and getting rid of this as you reverse engineer to your authentic, being authentic. 5D consciousness, move amplified is happening a lot here, and it's if you're having the intrinsics feeling of unity oneness, let's see, Proto-Indo-European root meaning to follow. And I would say you're following the, here's some forms of some words: associate, association, consequence, execute, intrinsic, extrinsic, intrinsic. And as we go down farther, let's see if there's anything else that catches me. Not too much. Let's see. None of the essence, extrinsic, of course, that'd be outer. Not of the essence or inner nature of a thing. That's the outer. That's the exoteric. Notice the EX in extrinsic and the EX exit of exoteric knowledge that we be taught, which is nothing but program. It's like a nursery rhyme. That's another good one to go over. We'll decoding nursery rhymes. You'll find out that there's a depth. I just was talking to one of our new listeners online the other day, and they said that really got to them, the Humpty Dumpty, that really opened their eyes to the egg, like I said, and the fall and the breaking in pieces, the fragmentation. And they were like, I get it, that totally, I see this, and realizing the king and his horsemen can't do nothing for you. That you have to put yourself back together. So, and also the opposite of intrinsic is extrinsic, right? Playing the patty cake bakers, man, outside of yourself, not realizing you got to create the elements of the cake from the elements of this cake, with the egg and the flour and all the things that you would put in, all the things you would put in for the cake are within the cake, not outside the cake. The frosting's outside the cake. The cake itself has an inner. How did you make it? How did you create it? Let's go. So these experiences, right, that you're having, if you're having these experiences, it's going along with the rate, with alchemy. Alchemy is also known as salvation, meaning it's really the art of salvation. Alchemy. It's the art also of ascension. And we were never, a lot of us that came out and have been awakened and initiated to ourselves, we didn't go through mystery schools that teach us actually things that you would have as a curriculum, and you could teach it and walk through initiations in it through this process. See, everything in initiation don't have to be bad. There's always the other side of it. And people would do this to keep it away from those who would misuse it by hiding, oh, all is mental, when really it's covering up its mental and heart. The heart's the one that's hidden. The mental and the heart have to merge or marry. And then you have the expansion. And then you have the connection, right? You guys. Appreciate you guys. Cash App, hit it there. My Cash App's always in the description. If you find this helps you and you could help us to grow and help us to buy some new equipment and stuff, I definitely would like that, and I would appreciate that, just to help any time to help us out here. That would be great. It don't matter if you can't, then you can't. But if you can, it doesn't matter if it's $1. to a million. It doesn't matter. Give what you can out of your heart if you feel it. You guys have a great day.